China has identified the cause of the mysterious new virus.
Coronavirus.
Coronavirus.
There are fears a rapidly spreading virus has reached Australia.
This is a rapidly emerging situation where there is not a cause for alarm.
SARS-CoV-2 belongs to the family of coronaviruses and is characterized by its distinct crown-like spikes on the surface. Contracting SARS-CoV-2 can result in Covid-19, a highly contagious viral infection that predominantly targets the throat and lungs. Let's explore what occurs in the body when one contracts the coronavirus, the specific causes behind the development of pneumonia, and how a vaccine functions. To understand the process, we need to delve into the virus's behavior within the body. The coronavirus requires the infection of living cells to reproduce. Inside the virus, its genetic material holds the necessary instructions for producing more copies of itself. The genetic material is enclosed within a protective protein shell. Additionally, the virus possesses an outer envelope that enables it to infect cells by fusing with the cell's outer membrane. This outer envelope is adorned with protein spikes. Once inside, the virus hijacks the cell's internal machinery, repurposing it to construct the components necessary for the creation of new viruses. When the coronavirus enters the body, it primarily targets the respiratory system. The spike proteins on the virus's surface facilitate its attachment to the receptors present in the throat and lungs, causing infection. As the virus replicates and spreads throughout the respiratory system, it triggers an immune response from the body. This response involves the activation of various immune cells. However, in some cases, this immune response can become excessive, leading to inflammation and damage to the surrounding tissues, particularly in the lungs. The inflammation can result in the accumulation of fluid and cellular debris, impairing the lung's ability to oxygenate the blood effectively. This disruption in normal lung function contributes to the development of pneumonia. In terms of a vaccine, its purpose is to train the immune system to recognize and combat the coronavirus effectively. Vaccines typically contain harmless components of the virus, such as inactivated or weakened form. When administered, these vaccine components stimulate the immune system without causing illness. The immune response generated by the vaccine primes the body to recognize and mount a swift defense against the actual virus if encountered in the future. Ultimately, the goal of a vaccine is to provide immunity against the coronavirus, reducing the likelihood and severity of infection. When an infected person speaks, coughs, or sneezes, tiny droplets containing the virus can land in your mouth or nose, eventually making their way into your lungs. In the case of a typical flu virus, it travels within a membrane sac formed from your cell membrane to reach the nucleus of your cell. However, the coronavirus differs in its approach. It doesn't require entry into the host cell nucleus. Instead, it directly accesses specific parts of the host cell known as ribosomes. Ribosomes utilize the genetic information provided by the virus to manufacture viral proteins, including the spikes found on the virus's surface. These spikes are transported in vesicles, which are small packages, by a packaging structure within your cell. These vesicles merge with the outer layer of your cell, known as the cell membrane. To understand the impact within your lungs, let's explore their structure. Each lung consists of separate sections called lobes. During normal breathing, air flows freely through your windpipe, large tubes, bronchi, smaller tubes, and finally reaches tiny sacs called alveoli. Your airways and alveoli are flexible and elastic. When you inhale, each air sac expands like a small balloon, and upon exhaling, the sacs deflate. In a healthy body, tiny hair-like structures called cilia line the tubes and continually propel the mucus and trapped germs out of your airways, often expelled through coughing. Under normal circumstances, if any viruses or germs manage to bypass the mucus and cilia defenses and reach your alveoli, the cells of your immune system will spring into action, attacking and eliminating the invaders. However, in the case of a coronavirus infection, or when your immune system is weakened, the virus can overpower your immune cells. Pneumonia can manifest in different forms, such as lobar pneumonia, affecting one lobe of your lungs, or bronchopneumonia, affecting multiple areas in both lungs. The presence of pneumonia may cause several symptoms, including difficulty breathing, chest pain, persistent coughing, fever and chills, confusion, headache, muscle pain, and fatigue. In addition to the mentioned symptoms, a coronavirus infection can lead to more severe complications, such as respiratory failure. Currently, medical device companies are increasing production to meet the rising demand for ventilators. The likelihood of experiencing these complications depends on various factors, including age and pre-existing health conditions. Efforts to develop a coronavirus vaccine are progressing rapidly. Multiple approaches are being explored in the development of a potential coronavirus vaccine. The fundamental concept involves administering a vaccine containing weakened versions of the virus. This exposure allows the body to mount an immune response without causing an actual infection, stimulating the production of specific antibodies by immune cells within a few weeks. These antibodies would specifically target the coronavirus, or more precisely, its spike protein. Upon exposure to the virus, antibodies attach to it, preventing its attachment to your cells. Consequently, your immune system receives signals from the antibodies, triggering the consumption and destruction of virus clusters. In essence, your immune system becomes primed and prepared. The extensive research and evidence collection involved in determining the possibility, safety, and effectiveness of this immune response is a significant factor contributing to the time required for vaccine development. Developing a vaccine in the midst of a pandemic is a race against time. Typically, each stage of vaccine development takes months, if not years. However, the aim is to achieve a remarkable feat of developing a vaccine for the new coronavirus within a record-breaking timeline of 12 to 18 months. While these endeavors require time, it is crucial to prioritize the safety of the most vulnerable individuals by staying at home whenever possible. Additionally, frequent hand washing for at least 20 seconds remains essential in minimizing the spread of the virus. Considering the hypothetical scenario of neglecting these preventive measures for an entire year, the consequences could lead to a higher risk of contracting the virus and potentially spreading it to others, potentially exacerbating the impact of the pandemic. Thank you for joining us on this journey into understanding what happens when you contract COVID-19. We hope this video has provided valuable insights into the virus and its effects on the body. While contracting COVID-19 can be a serious matter, it's important to remember that there is hope. In the meantime, it's crucial to prioritize our health and the well-being of those around us. By following recommended guidelines, such as practicing good hygiene, wearing masks, and maintaining social distance, we can collectively slow the spread of the virus and protect the most vulnerable members of our communities. Thank you again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more informative content. Stay healthy, stay safe, and together we will navigate through these challenging times.